Feeding Zone and all things Cayman. I'm here at Hogseye Bay for Emancipation Day. I am here with Cabinet Secretary Mr. Samuel Rose. Mr. Samuel, thank you for joining the Phoenix Zone.
It's always a pleasure to be on the Phoenix Show.
So I understand that Emancipation Day is about freedom for all people. So why do you think it's important that we brought back Emancipation Day for this year? And why do we celebrate it in May and other countries celebrate it further on in the year?
Phoenix, you always ask the best questions. I think it's really important to bring this back because when you reflect on history, sometimes there are gaps. And in Cayman, there is a big gap in the telling of our local history and our local story. So for some reason, and I wasn't around in the 1960s when they stopped celebrating Emancipation Day, but Cayman's experience with slavery was different than every other place in the Caribbean. It was very unique. And so while on the 1st of August, 1834, celebrations are recorded all over the region, and people moved into what they called apprenticeship labor, which basically meant you were kind of free, but then you had to continue working for the people who were your slave masters, right? So the region moved into this a period of apprenticeship for a couple of years, but there was a problem in Cayman. It wasn't working. And so the slaves didn't really experience a proper apprenticeship or any form of freedom. And so the governor of Jamaica, who was in charge of administering Cayman, sailed into Hogseye Bay over there in a warship, called all of the slave owners in Cayman onto his ship on May the 2nd of 1835 and said, as of tomorrow, May 3rd, 1835, the slaves of Cayman will no longer be apprentices. They will be absolutely and unconditionally free. Those two words, absolutely and unconditionally, are so important because that means before the rest of the Caribbean experienced complete slavery, complete abolition of slavery and complete freedom, Cayman slaves got it first. So that is a really cool story. That's why we celebrate in May, and that we brought it back from May, the first Monday in May in the Cayman Islands, because our story is so different from other places. It needs to be told.
So the reason why we celebrate it in May is because in May we were free, fully free, like
fully,
absolutely free.
And
before
unconditionally.
all the other countries.
Correct, before all the rest of the Caribbean countries. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So when in discovering that story, it gets hidden and you just try to mix it in with everybody else's Emancipation Day because they had a different reality than ours, right? And so we're all trying to discover, Cayman hasn't done the very best job in documenting our history and recalling some very important things in our history. And so we've been able to piece it together through lots of research. There are many Caymanian academics, like a gentleman named Dr. Roy Murray, who I think would be really cool to talk with him. He's done some important research documents on emancipation. And there was a really cool banner put up by the slaves in Bordentown. It says, "Slavery be dead, we be free." That's what they put up on a banner after emancipation. It shows you how important it was to them. They described slavery as being dead. Like they want it killed. They didn't want to be slaves. And I think it's important that we always remember that slavery wasn't nice. And so we have to also think about the people in our world today who are still experiencing slavery. There's little kids all over the world who are forced to work. They can't go to school. They can't get an education. They have to support their families. They're abused. We have human trafficking right here in our region and all around the world. So, while we have all these wonderful things that we enjoy in Cayman, let's never forget that other people don't have that same blessing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Phoenix. Always great talking to you. Respect. Hey, that's a nice shirt you're wearing there today, Phoenix. Want to give us a look? We're Cayman proud.
If you have enjoyed this video, please share, like, and subscribe.